Hello everyone, this is the Oracle 23 underscore at symbol. But I wanted to talk about, shedding layers, using that Kundalini energy of release, because as we release, we're including something, we're adding something, and we're transforming upon it and meditating upon that. So I've been getting a lot of inspiration from the music that I listen to. I listen to a wide range of different music, from rock, from rap, from acoustic stuff, from things that really speak to me. So I just think, finding the things in life, like looking at a red cardinal in a tree, or walking your dog in the wooden path, or going out in nature, or maybe picking up signs that your loved ones on the other side are trying to speak to you in many different forms, in many different signs and confirmations and miracles. So when we see that and we're aware of that and receptive of that, then we realize that we're shedding layers. Like almost all week, I've had one point throughout the day where I was very, very emotional. I was having a lot of emotional release. I was having a lot of letting go, a lot of expansion, very abruptly, like a volcanic eruption. So it was like a volcano. So when the waterworks happen, that's the transcending of the human condition and unworthiness, and also learning how to ditch attachments. So I think shedding layers to grow is an ongoing thing. So, and when I talk about that portal at the beginning there, as we're going through that portal, there's many different things happening. A reprogramming of our DNA. Also just an upper echelon, letting go of the shadow. Also loving the shadow, forgiving the past, and other things that happen within our life. So not to hold grudges or place the blame game or feel like you have to sort this person out or that person out. I think that's what's beautiful about spirituality, is that when we're reflecting and we're meditating and we're learning more and more about ourselves, we realize that the very fact that we're still here, the very fact that we're still pushing through, the very fact that we're still punctuating energy and also accentuating the energy and encapsulating it into finding different ways to express it. Rather it's through your throat chakra or through your telepathy or through your telekinesis or anything like that. So divine expression and shedding skin is always a virtue. It's always happening, and it always will be that way if you want it to be that way. So I wanted to do this quick impromptu and probably also go live later and do some readings and healings, but what I wanted to get across with this short video is that don't be afraid to shed those layers. Don't be afraid to pull cords out of you. I was actually writing a song down. I was listening to music, and it was called Don't Hesitate. Don't hesitate to, concentrate and meditate and reflect upon and get rid of the cords that are trying to keep the noose around your neck. Don't be suppressed by your past. Don't be suppressed by past relationships or, past lifetimes. So I think getting rid of the resistance and the suppression and the angst and the hatred within our life will allow us to be forgiving and patient, but also be unconditional all at the same time. It's hard to be unconditional because you have to be fair, but you also have to have acceptance beyond your own personal biases as well. So I think that when we take an account and consideration over who we are right at this moment, the person that we are at this moment is going to change into something else. So it's going to change into a completely different state of being, a completely different person with a personality, with ways to describe energy, channel energy, also learn how to fluctuate the energy and clean your filter and align your chakras to where they need to be aligned at. And also understanding that we have different portals and gateways as we up a density of consciousness, up a frequency, and things of that nature. So with this impromptu, I really wanted to just allow you guys to be yourself. Just be who you are. Just know that we're collapsing timelines, also preventing circumstances, also the experiences that we keep experiencing, the people that we keep bumping into, or people online that will attack you for your gifting. Because I've had a lot of Christian people, because I used to be of the Christian faith. I used to read the Bible and stuff like that, but then I awakened, meeting my girlfriend, and I had to really see through the things that I once believed in. And because now I know, instead of believing in something, because a lot of scientists, a lot of Christianity, they believe in the things that they just hear, instead of knowing it internally and channeling it internally. And that's what I've awakened to, even though I've had great experiences in church and things of that nature, but it wasn't meditation. It wasn't attuning to your psychic abilities. It wasn't feeling those moments of spirit where you had downloads for 2 hours and it was just absolute pure ecstasy and bliss and complete gold white light. So when we're shedding layers, we're tapping into, relinquishing that false white light, because we can appear as light and you can be very bright, but if you don't reflect back to yourself, reveal yourself, because the spiritual journey is a revelation, because we are healing ourselves and we're transcending our conditioning, our emotions, the way that we channel, the way that we meditate in general. So we also have to be willing to take accountability and reveal, and also just put out and expose what is not the light, not only to ourselves but out there, out in the open, so that people don't allow themselves to follow structures that are not full of alignment, and it's people who are trying to teach you and keep you at a certain ceiling, to not keep yourself at a certain vantage point within your journey, so that you can keep being Metatron's cube. I used the pyramid analogy last night because you keep going up, but once you get past that pyramid, you have Metatron's cube, which allows you to tap into the sacred geometry, that everything has a spiritual significance and origin and reason to be here. So if you've never watched me before, this is White Wolf. I'm having a channeled message impromptu. Also, they're telling me to do healing energy. So if you would like to receive some healing energy, you can also book private sessions with me any given time. And the message for tonight was shedding layers. I think we're all shedding layers. I think we're all really looking inside of ourselves and seeing what we don't like about ourselves, what we don't like about our lives, and also what truth to follow, what direction to follow, what guidance to follow. And it's always coming from God's source energy, allowing you to see okay, this is where my guidance needs to come from. This is where my source of energy needs to come from. And if you just do that and you keep maintaining that enlightened awareness, then you will have everything that you want out of life. And I think it's difficult to maintain that enlightened awareness, but I do believe that if we're consistent, if we're dedicated, if we get into a groove and a rhythm, if we get into a rhythm and we find that sweet spot and we stick to it and we don't just put it down like it's an instrument, because I tried to play the guitar one time, but what did I do? Yeah, I'm not doing readings right now, Emma, but I can. You can book a private session as well for $70, but I will be doing readings later, so that'll probably only charge $5 for. But it's like picking up an instrument and then putting it down, or writing poetry and then not writing poetry because you didn't stick with it and you kind of gave up. So, but if you did it once a week, or if you did it just a little bit every single day, you would get everything that you needed done, right? So as we're shedding more layers, as we're opening up more within ourselves, we are collapsing negative timelines. We're healing distorted realities, healing past lifetimes that were not of the highest love and the highest light. And also, it's a balancing of the scales, like I said in the beginning, because it could have been like this for you, but now you're finally here. You're finally finding your chi, because I am a Libra, and Libras like balance. Now, I know some of you are Leos and you're Pisces, and you're very, in your face, and you're very independent, which is okay. But as a Libra, I like balance. Like when I feel like something's imbalanced, I don't really like it, or it just kind of feels off to me. But fine-tuning your balance. So when you fine-tune where you need to be, and where you need to go, or what direction you need to take, or who you need to listen to, and you don't have to listen to me, you can go off and do something else. But if you did listen to me and it inspired you, and then you went and did something that was for the highest good and the highest love for everybody else, then more power to you. But it's just teaching us that we all have specific resonances. We all have specific phrases. We all have specific ways to heal and to be and to relate to others and to love others for who they are. And hello, long time no see, Selena Starbuck. Long time no see. I remember that interview. That was really cool that we had together. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. But it's not being afraid to talk about like near-death experiences, not to be afraid to talk about like UFOs or things, like not to be afraid to ask a question. I think a lot of people in spirituality are afraid to ask questions because they don't know what they're going to get, or they're not going to know how the person reacts. But you got to get this stuff out, and you got to vent it out, and you got to speak upon it, and you got to bring it out into the open, right? And also just stuff that's out in the world that are being revealed and exposed and stuff like that. So because everything that is not of the light will always come to the surface. So it's just like arming yourself with the army of God, the armor of God, and also placing protection grids over yourself, arming yourself with knowledge, arming yourself with truth, giving yourself everything that you need within your toolbox or your arsenal, if you will, because we're all battling something, we're all going against something. But if we just surrender and we open up more and we allow ourselves to be a part of that growing nature of consciousness, then we continue to elevate the energy to the point where it's like Metatron's cube, it's the pyramid, or it's the infinity symbol, because all of those symbols are very key, because they're all trying to tell us something, right? The pyramid, keep elevating, keep upping a frequency of consciousness, a density. Sacred geometry with Metatron, he is the activator of all manifestation, right? But the infinity symbol is like the twin heart. So it's aligning the mind and the heart together, and knowing that you're infinitesimally favored and increasing the frequency of consciousness. It is cold here in South Carolina. It's cold. I had to wear this hoodie again. I bet people are like, man, you just wear that hoodie all the time. But I like this thing. I love this hoodie. It's the go-to. But no, I used to, and also with meditation, you want to be comfortable. I remember back when I was younger, I would wear like nice clothes, and I thought that would make me more professional. But someone said I looked like a Republican like congressman, so it's probably a good thing that I choose not to always dress nice. But I like to dress nice sometimes. But it's choosing like, okay, people are not looking at us physically, right? People are not looking at you physically. So if I'm in a hat and a hoodie, it doesn't matter. You have to look what's inside of you. You have to look what's internal, because we try to fill a void within our life of the infinite sadness, and we try to pull all of these things that are outside of ourselves, right? Like money, fame, clothes, all of these other things that don't matter to try to fill this void when it's really what's inside of you. And then once you transcend that, then everything externally kind of like shifts within that vibration. So a lot of us are realizing that it's internally, it's meditating within our own state of being and maintaining that enlightened awareness, but also meditating our whole entire life within that meditative awareness, writing it down, speaking to it, declaring it, and things of that nature. So that's what makes it beautiful, because we think that, yeah, if you make a bunch of actions, but if you do it out of desperation, then you're pulling it away from you. So we have to treat ourselves like we're a magnetic force, that we're drawing everything into ourselves. So that's why I always talk about being stationary, being the electromagnetic kinetic source energy, because we are like Nikola Tesla's invention of, I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was basically like generating electricity, maintaining stationary, So that's what we're doing. We're not spitting on our axis, we're in the stillness, but we're making a lot of things happen within our vortex, within the monad, the I am presence, the 12 aspects of ourselves. That's why there's different archetypes, our archangel archetypes, and also our archetypes of fairies, our Native American guides. We all have archetypes and combinations that we're tapping into. So signs, miracles, and wonders as well. So I'm going to check if my guides want me to say anything else, and we'll do some healing energy. I've been doing meditations, or they want me to do healing meditation, so let's do that. So you can focus on an object. You can focus your attention on what makes you more profound, more of the nature of Source, grounding deep in the middle of Mother Gaia, up and below, north, east, south, and west. A recalibration of our chakras, and also a big deep breath in and out. Flow to your own pace, flow to your own energy, and also just be yourself in this moment, because you're shedding layers. We're going to be tapping into Kundalini energy, and we're going to have an energy of release very abruptly. So we're going to have a bionic blue light from the 12th dimension enter the causal chakra, and also a violet flame coming into the heart, a heart activation from the 9th dimension. And also we're going to tap into the dolphin's energy, because this is a 9th dimensional being that taps into abundance, prosperity, and understanding. A prosperous energy where you're able to manifest and pick the things that you want, but also bring about wealth wherever you go, and also allow others to manifest, but also be a blessing wherever you go. So we're going to be placed in Metatron's cube as well. So as we're sitting in the yogi stance in Metatron's cube, there is a reprogramming of our DNA, the emotional guidance system, and also he's going to download the Infinity 8 symbol within ourselves, which is aligning the heart and the mind together. Also, just forgive anything that you're unwilling to let go. Swap out hate with love. And also just allow yourself to fluctuate the energy, cleaning out the filter, also getting rid of any cords that are binding you to people, places, and things. Also, if there's any loved ones on the other side that you want to connect with, that you can connect within Metatron's cube. So if you want to connect with maybe grandmothers, mothers, fathers, whatever it may be, you can connect with them as well. So with this simulation, what you're doing is that you're seeing it as the vortex. You're seeing it as a vast space where you can create much differently than you can create right now. So you're just alleviating any hesitation, any restriction, any suppression that you're trying to suppress your energy. And just ask for healing, ask for guidance, ask to be armed with knowledge, but also ask for psychic protection. Ask for good health, Don't be afraid to ask. Always question yourself. Always question everybody. Always know that's the philosophy of life, is the question, and it's also the seeking. It's going along the journey and to be able to choose your circumstances, to choose your own experiences, but also know that you're the manifestation of life. So you're the manifestation before anything happens simultaneously. So when you allow yourself to be the activator, to be authentic, to be true, to be raw, to be pure in all of your desires, you're giving yourself allowance. You're giving yourself flow. You're opening yourself up to many different types of energy, archetypes, combinations, cause and effects that are much different than the way that you've been experiencing life. That life doesn't have to have its way with you, that you can have your way with life. So you can also visualize yourself, they're asking me to say this, walking through the portal and seeing yourself going through that, penetrating that barrier, getting out of the revolving door, and just penetrating that barrier to where it's like a sonic boom once you walk through it. It's like there's just a explosion of power, a spontaneous combustion of psychic atomic energy, like just whew. Like it's like when you have to ask permission to go through a gateway if you're on a hiking trail. It's kind of like that. And then when you walk through it, it's like there's holy laughter, there's ecstasy, there's bliss, there's just a vast spaciousness about it. But it's like you're a new person. You're born again. You're the provision that you're seeking. But it's just seeing how powerful you are. It's seeing how wonderful you are. And it's seeing that you can truthfully be this love if you just give yourself to it. And just know that your life will never be the same again. Take one last deep breath. Exhale. So thank everybody who took part in that meditation. I'm going to read your guys' comments. All good comments. Okay, not much comments, but good comments nonetheless. But I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this live feed, also being a part of just watching me, also just tuning in, also just listening, and also receiving that meditation. So I want to thank you guys so much. God bless and namaste. And also you can book private sessions with me for $70 for 1 hour. Instagram whitewolf4741, and also YouTube whitewolftheoracle. I'm still coming off that meditation, so I'm a little like whoop-de-doo. BitChute whitewolftheoracle23_ @ a person asked a question. I see white fireworks. Those are light codes that are being sent out. Or it could be a prophetic vision for you to show you like what's to come. That's also what I'm hearing. So they said, why is that? But I think that's just maybe a simulation and a vision and a word picture for you to see like how to look at your life, but also the light codes that are coming in and helping you progress. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this live. My guys don't have anything else for me to say. Also, shed layers. Don't be afraid to shed layers. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to be yourself at the end of the day. So this is White Wolf. Thank you. God bless and namaste.